Opinions and stories around the game we love, told by your favorite storytellers. Stay up to date with all things cricket. Subscribe to Cricbuzz's YouTube channel and press that bell icon now.
Let's have a look at the other group. Yes, it's India playing tomorrow. Jeez, I think I was 14 years old when India played a match in the T20 World Cup last. Seems like it was so long ago. They haven't played in a week. All right, here's what is strange, Dinesh. What's going through the team's head? Because you're almost writing congratulatory letters to teams saying, oh, you're through to the semi-final. With this team sitting there going, 1 second, we just played one game.
It's actually very funny. I think there have been more fights and issues on social media in the last 1 week than there has been in one whole year by now. But all said and done, Pakistan have gone on to play 2 more matches after that, and they played pretty well after that. Gone on to win all 3 games. Almost booked themselves a spot, considering they're going to be playing Scotland and Namibia. You would like to think that they're going to top the group. They're playing some real good cricket. India, on the other hand, in many ways, this is the quarterfinal for them, and they know it. They get through tomorrow. They know that they have a pretty easy. I can't say easy because they have Afghanistan there, but you would like to think that they have a good chance to move forward in this tournament. And it does feel like a long time, but all said and done, it's happening tomorrow, and I'm really, really excited to see how India is going to shape up against New Zealand.
It's the big game, isn't it, Michael? I mean, India and New Zealand, both kind of hurting a little bit, and both have been made to cry a few tears by the same team, by Pakistan, which is why this game becomes just so significant, so interesting. 2 teams that are in good nick, they've got good players. This is going to be a really, no, I shouldn't say it. Said it today, and look what happened with Australia, England. I said it anyway. This is going to be one. This is going to be one intense encounter, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's a quarter-final. I think whoever wins tomorrow will make the second spot, because I don't see them getting unstuck by the other teams. Afghanistan can cause a surprise. They nearly did so to Pakistan. I think that's the banana skin for both these teams. And whichever team wins tomorrow, that's the one game that they know that could be quite tricky. Namibia, Scotland. I don't see them how they've got anything to threat these 2 sides going forward. I do think it's unfair, actually, that India and New Zealand have only played one game so far. When you think Pakistan have played 3, England have now played 3. I know TV schedules and making sure that India play at the right time, but I still don't think it's fair for any team to have played 1 game now, and New Zealand, when other teams have played 3. I think it needs to be a bit more consistent. But yeah, it's just about finding your game, isn't it? It's about finding belief in individuals' games, collectively getting the strategies right. I do think India need to go for it a bit more with the bat. To win this World Cup, I think they'll have to go for it a bit more with the bat. I think they play it a little bit too safe. I think they've got wonderful talent, wonderful batters that can really play an aggressive game, pretty much from ball 1 all the way down to the last ball of the 20th over, because they've got so much skill, power, great combinations. So I'd like to see them play a bit risky, particularly after the 6th over. From 6 to about 12, I still feel you've got to go for boundaries. The old days of knocking it around and just hanging in there. Yes, if you've lost a few wickets, you have to rebuild. But if you've only lost 1 wicket in the power play, you've got to go. You've got to keep going, because that's the way you're going to have to play to beat an England side, to beat a Pakistan side. So you've got to start training the brain early in the tournament to know that when you get to the semi-final, and then you play well enough to get to the final, it's got to be embedded in the system to play really aggressive.
Yeah, it's got to be. I think, Dinesh, what Michael is saying with the batting is just 1 gear up. Just 1 gear up.
I think Indian team are batting really well. You take the 2 practice games, they smashed it in the first 6 and then kept going.
Yeah.
Obviously, Shaheen Afridi blew them away with the first couple of wickets, and then you had to play catch up. Obviously, Surya Kumar got out. Once you lose 3 wickets and you have Rishabh Pant batting with Virat Kohli so early in the game, then dynamics changes. I think the Indian team, yes, over a period of time, have probably at times not hit so many boundaries through the middle or maybe up top as well. But, KL Rahul in full flow, Rohit Sharma in full flow. They're 2 world-class batsmen. I was just looking through the side there. Jeez, that 15 looks solid. Very, very good 15. 1 bad game and 1 week's wait just makes it look like, wow, where is this Indian team now? But if they're on song, they are an absolutely gun team. And as much as everybody would like to say, I don't want to play a Pakistan, I'm pretty sure they don't want to play in India either.
Yeah, I have to say, though, that...
No. Yeah. But I will say this. I will say that if you're ever going to lose to Pakistan, you didn't want to lose the first game with a week to go to your next game, because it does create all this debate on social media. And if you're ever going to lose your first game, this tournament wasn't the tournament to lose the first game, particularly to who India lost it to with such a big gap. But no, you're right. India, they're a good team, and they can quite quickly send shivers down all the other teams. So at the minute, I still think all the rest of the world fear them, because we all know what they've got. But at this stage in this tournament, because India have only played one game, Pakistan have played to this level, England have played to this level, and obviously India have lost that one game. But they come out tomorrow and blow the Kiwis away. It becomes very clear to me a 3-horse race.
I like how Michael just showed Pakistan have played here, England have just played slightly ahead.
Slightly better now.
Slightly better.
After today, just a little bit better.
Today, you got to give that to them today, though, because today they were just on fire. Any changes? Do you guys see any changes in the India team, perhaps in the bowling?
I would like to see one change. I would like Shardul Thakur to play instead of the choices between Shami and Bhuvi, obviously, and either of them is okay, but both are great bowlers. But I would love to see Shardul Thakur there. I think he's at the peak of his confidence, getting those big wickets. He's willing to bowl anywhere from the first over to the 20th over. I'd love to see him there.
Michael, for you?
Yeah, you got to get the Lord in there. He can't do no wrong.
Yeah.
Lord Thakur, in every format of the game, he's just got that, whatever it is. He's got it. He creates
some
magic.
People have that in them. I think I've seen him over a period of time playing for Bombay in Ranji Trophy. Dead wicket comes, finds a way an inside edge bowl. Somebody will just innocuously flick it, gets caught at mid wicket. You don't know how it happens, but it happens. So I want that guy, because coming into that game, he would trust himself to do well. And also the name that's being spoken about a lot, but I don't know how they'll fit him in, is Ravi Ashwin, obviously. But I don't see how and where you can fit him in this team.
There is obviously, Shardul has just shown that he's kind of fairy dust right now. Like wherever he is, there's just something or the other happening, whether he's got with bat or with ball. Will India make that change tomorrow or not? Will they stick with their same bowling? We, of course, will find out. New Zealand, let's have a look at their team and get your opinion in on whether they would make any changes at all after losing that game to Pakistan. Michael?
New Zealand, they're very similar to England. They stay very consistent with their group. They believe they've got the right group. They believe they've got the right set of players. Kane Williamson's a very consistent leader. He will change the team if he feels the pitch says to him that the strategies need to change in terms of the bowling department, and that'll be all the time that he looks at the pitch. He'll speak to his management, his senior players, kind of work out what he feels is right, and that'll be the reason why he changes the team. He certainly won't change the team on one performance or one iffy performance by an individual. He'll stay very consistent. He'll just wait for the day and make sure that he tries to read the pitch properly.
For you, Dinesh, any changes for New Zealand tomorrow?
I heard there's an injury worry. Martin Guptill obviously got injured on his toe, so he might not play. We wouldn't know. So if in case he doesn't play, then I can see Tim Seifert opening, and they probably fit in another batsman in the middle. What is really interesting is Darryl Mitchell hadn't opened for New Zealand until he opened in the last game for New Zealand against Pakistan. So he never opened. So it's very interesting because Seifert had been opening for some time. They were speaking about Devon Conway maybe. Then they said maybe Kane Williamson, but then they ended up with Darryl Mitchell. So that's very interesting. They've gone at the start of the tournament with somebody who's never done it before.